Good day, rescue enjoyers. I'm not feeling super great. I've had to take some medication last night and today, and I'm only barely kind of alive to do this, so I do apologise if I sound a bit sluggish. I'm very, very sorry. So let's just jump in. We'll skip the intro. We're here to talk about how much each of these skins are likely going to sell by next week. And we also have to question, well, are they still looking to be perfectly fine investments? So first 24 hours of sales, with what we see right here, it's nice to see that both the Sinotype and the Neon Bed have fairly similar sales. But it is pretty interesting, you know, after such a fuss about brand new skinnables, and of course, with the beds being the example, with the previous week, Cargo Heli Bed did over 24,000 subscribers, reached up to 45,000 plus subscribers, and then with the Tropical Bed, 18,000 subscribers after the first 24 hours of sales, reached just over 33,000 subscribers. It didn't really look like there's a ton of people waiting until the last second to make a bunch of purchases, but it still kind of climbed up after we did the abnormals. Anyway, point I'm trying to get across is, with both of these beds, we have noticed a bit of a drop-off with the purchases. So Neon Bed has still sold less compared to the Tropical Bed, but still, do not be surprised if we do see more beds being accepted over the course of the next several weeks, more specifically in this month, because next week, it's looking to be a standard rush store. But then after that, 2 weeks of Halloween, yes, there's a lot of interesting Halloween bed skins that have been submitted. Are we going to see another two beds being accepted with the next rush store? There's definitely still a lot to choose from. But with those Halloween rush stores as well, there could be a very likely instance that by the end of this month, we'll probably have about 10 or maybe 10 plus beds being accepted. So you should still be warned. You should still be concerned. Very nice to see it selling nicely, but still might be a little bit too much. But this one right here, only 11,000. Interesting. Doesn't glow, but it's still a very nice skin, part of the largest collection in all of Rust, but only 11,000 subscribers after the first 24 hours of sales. All right, well, it's not too bad. In regards to, last week, we had a Miner's Hat. That did over 17,000 subscribers in the first 24 hours of sales. Now, if I can remember, it didn't really glow or anything, but my goodness, this hat right here, oh my. I'm not sure what to expect around November time, because apparently there should be no skin submissions over the course of this weekend, Halloween. Is Milho Frito, the skin creator, actually going to go ahead and make a continuation? I've been making a few jokes about angel wings and whatnot. Some people have asked for devil horns. I mean, we'll see. But that still did over 15,000 subscribers. Still looking like it might just about catch up with the miner hat from the previous week, the anglerfish. Pretty interesting, but is it still potentially excessive? Because if you aren't fully well aware, this has dropped down in price, along with the beds as well. And we are expecting even more miner hats to be accepted over the course of the next few rush stores, including the Halloween ones, because again, there is still some nice looking miner hats in there as well. So, okay, cool. But overall, with the first few skins here, they've all sold quite a lot. But it just kind of, to be honest with you, on average, compared to the previous week, it does look like the skins here have sold a little bit more on average. So, okay, pretty productive week in terms of interesting skins. You can comment below in regards to whether you want to dispute that or not. But hey, I'm not going to complain. One extra thing I want to point out, small diving box not selling as much compared to the the small cards box here. Diving box cards box, I got a little mixed up there, sorry about that. But yeah, it has dropped off in terms of sales. Perhaps there's not that many people keen to do diving, but then again, naval update, a few weeks time. Ooh. And the staging content has been starting to be uploaded and whatnot. Go check Twitter. Loads of people showcasing what it looks like. So, okay, cool. Let's now talk about the first 48 hours of sales. So, over to here, I took a screenshot. Sinotype Metal Frags, almost 23,500 subscribers, followed by the Neon Bed with 23,328 subscribers. Oh, that's getting nice and close. Oh. And of course, yeah, just over 20,000 subscribers. So, these skins, they might still be reaching pretty high amounts by Thursday, so okay. Kind of surprised that the Thundergold Backpack didn't sell that much, but then again, with all of these skins right here, okay, fair enough. But what's it going to look like as we see things progress? So let's now switch over to here. Ta-da! So it's been just a couple hours or so since I took that screenshot, but yeah, sales haven't really increased that much. But I am very much interested to see if this actually manages to surpass this, but that could be a bit of a problem. I'm sure many of you are fully well aware in regards to Sinotype's large boxes we've seen recently. They have sold quite a hefty amount. There will be more glow-in-the-dark beds. There will be more. And Twitch drops, don't forget about that. So, okay, let's now just get started. Let's start talking about how much these two skins are going to likely sell by next Thursday. So initially, they did sell quite a similar amount, and well, as time has gone on, it looks like the bed will probably be overtaking the Metal Frags box. In regards to what can we compare to from the previous weeks, I thought if we go back a fair bit, there you go, Armor Box. Armor Box right here, 17,500 subscribers almost. Let's go remind ourselves how much that did. So if I could go over to here, and there you go. 35,969 subscribers. Okay, pretty interesting. And if you can remember from like the week after with the, the Sulphur Box sold initially a little bit less and then it ended up with the second lowest selling out of all the Sinotype skins. Interesting. So not surprised about the bed potentially reaching that amount. Same with the Metal Frags. But in terms of how far both of these skins could potentially go, I think I'm going to say 32,000 to 37,000 subscribers. And I kind of get the feeling the bed's going to do 37, and this could probably end up with about 35, which is fine. Now, in regards to the sales there, for the Sinotype skin here, that's not going to be an issue. With all the previous skins that we've had, some of them are going over 40,000, some of them have just been a bit short, and somewhat recently, some of them haven't really sold that much. So right now, we're still in like the second week of October, and a lot of skins have dropped off. Autumn, fall, seasonal dip. I say it all the time, but with the player counts increasing as of recent, and with the naval update for next month or November, I think we might be perking up a little bit more. So basically, perhaps we're already past the worst of it in terms of like prices and the autumn, fall, seasonal dip. That's the case. Looking at all the skins right here, if this is them at their worst, -5%, -2%, as we get closer and closer to post-Christmas, as we get closer and closer to January 2026, honestly, this is looking to be pretty interesting. This is looking to be pretty interesting indeed. Oh, yes. Some of these skins are expected to rise up ever so nicely, peak up to a certain point, and to be honest with you, after seeing how the graffiti storage collection has performed over the past few years, hasn't really risen up in price that much. One person said, oh, but Hedge, they don't glow in the dark. They do. They do glow in the dark. So, could this potentially go quite far? Will it forever have that problem of people not being able to read the text? Will that be a big gripe that's going to continue, and then we have problems? Either way, it's expected. All of these skins are expected to rise up in price quite nicely, but don't assume they're going to triple or quadruple or go insane numbers. All right? So, okay, cool. The subscriber count shouldn't be too much of a problem for the Metal Frags, but for that bed, oh yeah, it would still be a problem. I alluded to it, and it's expected. There are plenty more potential glow-in-the-dark beds that could potentially be picked, especially for Halloween. And with Twitch drops also, being expected, common now. There's going to be some sort of general drop for like an upcoming event, like Rastoria bed that glows in the dark and whatnot. It's going to happen, you know it is. So Neon bed, I mean, you're part of like a very, very well-liked collection, the Neon Storage collection, also the Neon Deplorable collection. But still a bit concerned for you. But hey, I don't think the skin craze is going to be upset. But in terms of investment, the second we see another glow-in-the-dark bed, that's going to lose interest. Very sorry to say. And after how things turned out with the previous skins, oh my, down 22%, down 32%. But if this is them at their worst, it's probably not too bad, but as more and more skins are accepted, because these sold quite a lot, there will be a lot of them on the Steam market and on third-party sites. So, okay, fair enough. Sinotype shouldn't be too much of a problem. Neon bed though, so yeah. Shall we now proceed and talk about the Angelic Halo? So, in regards to this, there wasn't really anything that I can easily compare to. 15,000 subscribers seems to be a bit of an odd number. So I thought, you know what, probably the best thing we can compare to would probably be the Sinotype Sulphur. Now, in regards to how much this sold, which of course we just talked about a minute ago, 34,000 subscribers, maybe it might just be a little bit less. So if we could just quickly hop over to here again and just get a good look at the total sales as of now. Let's just be 100% up to date. There you go. You're currently at 21,000 plus subscribers. You are a very goofy, very silly, very strange looking skin, but FacePunch accepted it. So, quite a lot of people are starting to find out that if you put them on the mannequins, whilst it doesn't light up, it automatically glows, and we don't know why. Might be a bit of a glitch, but hey, people like it in their bases apparently. Doesn't light up your base though. Remember, it glows itself, but it doesn't like make everything like light up. If it was actually switched on, oh yeah, then it would be. But anyway, If you're potentially going to get around 34,000 subscribers, and just to repeat once again, we know that because, of course, we recently had the Sulphur Box there do almost 34,000 subscribers. To be honest with you, I feel like it's more likely that you're probably going to do between like 27 to 32,000 subscribers. Is there going to be a lot of people waiting until the last second and then they're going to go buy a bunch? Not sure. But over to here, just to remind you, this reached just about 32,000 subscribers. I kind of get the feeling, especially with its very unique glow-in-the-dark effect and whatnot, I get the feeling this could still potentially match up to the sales that we saw with the previous skin. What happens to you afterwards, though? As I mentioned, we're still expecting more miner hats to be accepted. And yes, more designs have been submitted over the past 2 weeks. Very nice, interesting designs. And of course, like collection continuations. Recently, we just saw the Thundergold Miner Hat being submitted. And, well, you know, with that being accepted, might be a pretty good omen for them. Anyway, if there's more competition, of course, it's going to likely have issues. But I don't think we're going to see anything else like that ever again. I'm still somewhat convinced that Angelic Halo is going to probably have a pretty fun time in the future. I kind of want to buy some. Think of it like, as time goes on, if people want to dress up silly, what are they going to want to wear? Probably that. Again, it's not something you're going to want to run around with at night time. And also, to be honest with you, I understand that you're probably always not actively going to want to be using a miner hat all the time, but still, something as silly and stupid as that, I just can't help the assume it's going to have a fun time ahead of it. So, okay, cool. And also consider this. Is the miner hat now going to be a common occurrence, a common thing that we're going to see from here and now in the future? Not sure about that. So, we'll talk more about that when we do the abnormal battles, because that right there, it is abnormal. Cool. Let's now move on and talk about the No Mercy bed. So in regards to this, if I was to do some comparisons, it's going to be pretty easy because, honestly, just look at the previous week. We have the Olympus AK-47 right here of 11,400 subscribers. So a little bit more compared to our bed. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised that there might be a decent amount of people that probably want to wait till the last second. The only gripe that this has had is that it was selling for $3. Still is. So I could just look at the previous week. What do we see? Oh, there you go. Almost 24,000 subscribers. Which, oh wow, that's a bit of a drop off, especially after the previous week's bed skins. But this is something you should be expecting a lot more of from here and now. There will be more beds. There will be more skins. There will be more Twitch drops. Unfortunately, these first few skins are very likely going to drop off as time goes on. However, could things still turn out quite nicely if we were to see some more No Mercy deplorables? It's a very large collection, but it already has it has a wonderful selection of things that you can use and appreciate. But some of these recent deplorables haven't been they haven't been doing super great. So, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, let's quickly hop out of here. So, if I was to be a little bit more distinct, that's currently sitting there with 15,600 subscribers at the moment. I'm kind of under the impression that I think it's going to do between 21 to 24,000 subscribers. But I still think that could be quite problematic for that in the future. So we'll see how it goes. Remember, in regards to these bed skins, if you bought one just for yourself because you like them, that's not an issue. I'm talking more about in regards to whether these could be nice investments. And with how they're currently progressing, yeah. If anything, you might be able to pick them up for a cheaper price in the future. We'll see, okay? So, put out the warnings there. And again, if you haven't watched this video over to here, I definitely would recommend it. Because also, we know what's going to be the next skinnable for next month and for December. So maybe I should quickly go over to here and quickly point out my newest video. It's already been announced what the next 2 skinnables are going to be. But the problems we've seen with this will apply to the brand new skinnables that we're about to see for November and, of course, December. So if you'd like to find out what those brand new skinnables are going to be, consider watching that video right there. But yes, unfortunately, still expecting some problems. We'll see. No Mercy's tend to... you got to remember, the first thing that we started yapping about when we saw the beds was the backpacks. And the No Mercy backpack, even though it sold an absurd amount, this past summer, it almost got close to its Rustore price again. So it did somewhat recover, but it wasn't profitable. So, okay, fair enough. Thundergold Backpack. So, again, $3. Initially, you might say, oh, well, that didn't sell that much. But again, with everything else that's in this store, okay, fair enough. But if this was any other Rustore, I honestly wouldn't have been surprised if that would have sold a lot more, and that would have been the top-selling skin for the week. But no, just so happened to be the second batch of beds, an insane-looking mining hat, and a another storage collection continuation. So you're interesting. Now, you might bring up the fact that, well, didn't we just recently get the Hedge backpack as well for absolutely free? True. But you'd be surprised. There still seems to be a lot more newer people buying Rust for the first time ever and playing it regularly and whatnot. Like, there's Twitch drops that came out last year that people were complaining that they missed out on and whatnot. Yeah. So, Thundergold Backpack, I can't help but assume you're going to be appreciated as time goes on. At the moment, in terms of marketable skins, you are probably the best white backpack we've got so far. But then again, you might dispute that with the Hedge backpack, but that's not tradable. That's not marketable. So if you've got 9,500 subscribers here, what can I compare you with? So unfortunately, we've got some issues based on the fact that there's no other skins that seem to have sold a similar amount. But if I could go back and look at the Corrupted Armor Double Door, yeah, it's got 8,500. But if I also could compare to the Dominus Mortis Thompson, where is, oh, there you go, 8,100. Yeah, that seems to be a bit of a drop off. But if I was to go ahead and take a look at them right now, so hop it back over to here, look at these previous Rust stores, that did reach 19,000 subscribers still. I get the feeling that I think that picked up pace towards the end of the end of its week. I think it's, yeah, no, featured skin. That's it. Apparently the backpack was a featured skin. So anyway, 19,000 subscribers, and of course if I go to the previous week over to here, we also happen to see, yep, Corrupted Armor Double Door. But based on what we saw with these two skins initially with their sales, the backpack did sell more. So as I quickly hop back over to here, looking at the current progression with this, 13,500 subscribers. Thundergold Backpack, I think you're going to do between 19 to 22,000 subscribers. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be quite a lot of people jumping in at the last second, aka waiting until Thursday and then making their purchase. I think you are looking good. I think the circumstances of what's happened somewhat recently and with this Rust store, you're selling less than what you probably would have. I think there will be a very good demand for it, in which it will probably work out very nicely. Now, also consider this. As I mentioned earlier, we still are expecting more like Thundergold skins being made. This is only just sort of returned. Like, this was submitted 2 weeks ago. Last week, we saw the Thundergold Miner Hat being produced. Will that be accepted in the next Rust store? We'll see. There shouldn't be any more skins being submitted over the course of this weekend, so things are looking interesting. Ooh. If that does happen, I guess we'll be sitting here and waiting for the possibility of seeing potentially another attempt for the hoodie and pants. We have been asking quite a lot. I don't want to get your hopes up too much, but if the option's there, anticipation. Now, this has been appreciated as a nice alternative option for some white clothing and armour. Not everybody can afford whiteout. This props up, people like it, people buy it, people appreciate it. Oh, you can't spend $40 on a whiteout helmet? Well, there you go, Thundergold helmet. Quarter of the price for now. With every post-Christmas so far with this, these skins, it has been slowly trending upwards more and more and more and more. Oh yeah. So keep an eye on this collection if we do see those hoodie and pants ever appearing. Oh, things are going to look interesting. So, okay, cool. Anyway, the possibility of seeing hoodie and pants after this would be very nice. It would definitely give that a nice boost as well. And with the sales this potentially might have, it seems to be lining up perfectly with the sales of the Tier 2 and the Tier 3. So that's going to slot in very, very nicely. So cool. So 19 to 22,000 for that backpack. Black Ops LR300 and the small diving box. So if I could quickly switch back over to here. So initially, both of these sold quite a decent amount, but as of now, that has sold a little bit more compared to this. I'm very much under the impression this might be a pretty interesting dark horse investment, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But if we were to compare to anything, I am going to go back to that Dominus Mortis Thompson. So let's go ahead, quickly remind ourselves how much that did. So back over to here. That did, 19,600 subscribers. So hopping back over to here and looking at both of these skins here. I'm sorry to say, it's not the fact that it's a Black Ops skin, it's the fact that it's an LR300 skin. They are not appreciated. So Black Ops collection, it is a weapon-only collection, and unfortunately hasn't been exactly holding up super great. But, right now, most skins should be at their worst at the moment. Keep an eye on that Black Ops jackhammer. That actually looks like it's going to have a very fun time. Hasn't sold that much, well, in theory, but there's not that many listings on there as well on the Steam market. So keep an eye on it. He says not that many sales, 28,000 subscribers. Sorry about that, I got my tongue tied. But anyway, LR300s, unfortunately, if we just take a quick look over to here, what do we see? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I've said this many times, said it in my rust rotation video. Whilst it's a nice looking skin, unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised, even though it's selling at $3, it's still expected to drop off, and it'll probably end up maybe around $1. That is still looking to be like a 60 cent to 80 cent buy order. But in regards to how much would we expect it to reach in terms of sales, I think both the Black Ops LR300 and the small diving box at best might reach between 17 to 20,000 subscribers. Now, with the current momentum, Black Ops LR300 looks like it's going to reach maybe about 20,000 subscribers, but small diving box has slowed down. So, with what I'm looking at right now, I get the feeling this is going to probably be the 17,000 subscriber thing. In fact, this is getting closer and closer. Ooh. Anyway, of course, with this collection progressing quite nicely, Skin Creator has told me that he does intend to add another skin, but we won't be able. We're probably not going to see that until November, if we get the continuation, if it actually happens. But after asking everybody what would you like to see being made next, he's got a good idea, and I think you will appreciate it. So there's more to come. But in terms of super unique ideas, is that going to be a consecutive thing? Probably not. But the more the merrier. Will we see a storage collection like Sinotype, the Neon Storage Collection, the Graffiti Collection, however, as small boxes? Got to keep an eye out. So there is an attempt for more, but we've got to wait a while. Regular Rust Store next week, and of course, we have Halloween, so got to wait in it a bit. Small diving box though. With the naval update next month, diving does appear to be quite more of a necessity. You're going to get some lovely treasure underwater and whatnot, of course. So maybe you need a specific box for your diving equipment. Wouldn't say no, but we'll see, we'll see. So, all right, fair enough. Perfectly fine addition, very unique. And, with what happened last week with the cards box, didn't sell that much, and, well, starting to perk up quite nicely. Not amazingly at the moment, but let's see how all of this looks around January time 2026. So, I would be a little bit optimistic, but it's slowing down with sales most likely due to the fact that there's not enough interest. Keep that in mind. All right then. So interesting things can be said, but there's also probably good answers as to why it's not working out very well. Did you buy a diving box? Do you see it as an actual useful thing? Feel free to comment below. Offer your opinion. For now, let's go ahead and compare some other skins. So next up we have the All-Seeing Eye Sheep Matador. Now what could I compare with the likes of you? Almost 7,000 subscribers. But honestly, you could look at the Luxury Gold wooden door. And you could go a little bit further back. You could look at the full MP5. So, okay, full. Yeah, let's go to sort that out. You, 10,000 subscribers at the moment. But last week, we had that wooden door, and that did 14,000 subscribers. And then the week before that, with the MP5, that did, where is he? Or is it not here? Got it wrong. There you go. 16,000 subscribers. So, I'm pretty sure you know what the answer I'm going to give it to now. 14 to 16,000 subscribers. Is that going to be all right? No, Sheep Matadors. Take one quick look at them and you'll see not many of them are doing super great at the moment. No. Mentioned this in the predictions video, mentioned it in my rust rotation video. There's still going to be, it's expected we're just going to keep seeing more and more and more and more Sheep Matadors and Twitch drops, and unfortunately it is a struggle for these skins to maintain interest and maintain their prices. So whilst this is a nice addition, I just can't help but assume it's going to work out the exact same way Nuke Vibe did. Nuke Vibe started off with a garage door and the Sheep Matador. Did that work out alright? Well, no other skins were accepted afterwards other than weapons. And, well, look at it now. Down 60%, down 71%. There's far too many garage doors and Sheep Matadors being accepted year after year after year. Now, with more skinnables being added to Rust, maybe we're going to get a lot more variety. Therefore, less garage doors and less Sheep Matadors in the future. We'll see, we'll see. Anyway, 14 to 16,000 subscribers at $2.49. I don't feel confident with that, I'm sorry to say. I'm probably just going to do a low price buy order. So, okay, cool. Thoughts are, and the deep sea rocket launcher. Let's quickly hop back over to here. So, 5,300 subscribers, almost 5,400. Is there anything we can compare to? If we go back a bit, we'll notice we have the Abyss M39, just under 5,400 subscribers. So, all right, cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at you. How far did you go in terms of overall sales? Now I'm looking, wrong Rust Store. Here we are. There you go. 12,800 subscribers. And wow, you dropped off a bit. In fact, all those recent M39, oh yeah, they all dropped off. You're doing all right at the moment, but we'll see. Anyway, looking at the rocket launch and the thoughts are right now 8,000 subscribers, 7,600 subscribers. I'm rolling with the impression that both of these skins are going to probably do between 12 to 14,000 subscribers. Now, the deep sea rocket launcher is not an abnormal. There might be some problems there, but the SAR as well. People don't seem to appreciate SAR skins that much. One quick look over to here. What do we see? Oh well, oh dear. The majority of them not holding up very nicely. Nope, not with the previous year either, and with the year before that as well. Every single skin is down in price. So much like AK-47s, we tend to see quite a lot of SAR skins being accepted in Rust stores. You may question, yeah, but heck, it gets used quite a lot, doesn't it? True, but when there's far too many options, again, it's a struggle for them to stand out, it's a struggle for them to maintain their price. Sorry, my throat. Right, go, that's all right. There's only one cough so far. So, thoughts are, I'm sorry to say, but I don't really expect that much with you. It's going to probably be a 60 cent to 80 cent barter. With the deep sea rocket, lack of sales is definitely looking interesting, but then how much did the recent rocket launchers do? Choco launcher only did 10,000 subscribers, and you're still expected to go past that. Sorry. Oh, awful. So, in regards to the deep sea rocket launcher, whilst you're a nice aquatic themed submarine style sort of rocket launcher, I'm not sure if you're still going to be appreciated that much whilst we have the naval update next month. Keep an eye on it, but that might also be a 60 cent to 80 cent barter. We'll talk more about these skins, of course, on Wednesday night. Look in the description with this video right here. You'll see the links to all my socials, more specifically my Twitch. We've got quite a lot of abnormals to chase after next week because we have every single skin here except that rocket launcher. Every single skin. So we'll talk about like the current sales at that specific point. We'll talk about what potentially might happen in the near future with their prices and with potential collection continuations. But yeah, we do have Halloween in a way as well. I kind of worry for this because I feel like every single skin here will drop below its Rust price. Now, doesn't mean it's going to dramatically drop down in price. You might see it only go down by like 5 cents at some point or something. That's not too bad, but yeah, it's not like we're going to be seeing tons of people turning up for Halloween, right? I mean, you could tell me if you're looking forward to it, but we don't tend to see that much of a surge in people returning. Anyway, the naval update, we are expecting that. So it's the naval update where I truly believe we're going to start seeing a lot more people pouring in, keep the momentum like we did last year with December 2024, and then we're hoping to see an all-time high peak player count again for January 2026. We'll see how things roll out. So, all right, cool. I hope the video is nice, like reasonably nice, concise, and straight to the point. Let's just keep you up to date in regards to if anything else has been mentioned with the commits, but it doesn't look like it has. Nothing super crazy, nothing super new. So, okay, no complaints there. So, have you bought any of the skins so far this week? Again, you don't have to buy everything as an investment. You can simply buy it because you like it. Buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, keep them nice and motivated, keep putting out nice creative design to the future. Haha. So, yeah, feel free to comment below how you've proceeded so far. And yeah, I'm sorry to say, no skins are expected to be submitted this upcoming weekend. Bit of a break, but with all the skins that are submitted the previous week, and well, there wasn't that many, but the week before that as well, we'll probably see some interesting things. I'm not sure we're going to see some super extra late picks, but it could happen. Could happen. I personally would like to see a Rust store with like some Halloween skins of the past that weren't accepted. Like, I'm still kind of itching for the pumpkin boots that are never accepted. We got the gloves, we never got the boots. So scroll. This is, of course, a collection that's been building up every single year with every single Halloween. So this year we got the pumpkin jacket, looking very nice. And if I could just scroll down over to here, yeah, there you go. Never got the boots. Never got the boots. Yeah, I was looking for the collection. Sorry about that. So we got the tier 2. Got the road sing. Yeah, typed it wrong. But road sign boots. Road sign gloves are accepted, but not the boots. They did come in as a pair in 2023, but yeah, lo and behold, that didn't happen. Last year we got the hoodie and pants, and they've already started to rise up in price. People are anticipating the collection continuation, and with the success over the past 4 years, I mean, yeah, well, 3 years technically. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 years. Sorry about that. People are expecting a nice spike in price, because of course we did see that last year with the tier 2 when we got the hoodie and pants. So the jacket is expected to still give it a nice boost. Personally, I was hoping to see tier 3, but Robstar probably thought, we know what, I could pace myself a little bit. That's fine. but please do tier 3 next year. So, cool. Right, so have you looked through all the Halloween skins yourself? There is a lot. There is a lot. And I'm not joking when I say there's a ton of miner hats. There's a ton of beds. So, yes, very interesting collection continuations as well. Give that a good look. So, overall, a pretty interesting Halloween to look forward to of so many interesting and lovely looking skins. And that's pretty much it. That's everything I needed to say. So, once again, I would recommend you go ahead and give this video a nice watch. We know what the next skinnables are. But now the question is, what could we expect for January, February, March, April, and every other month next year? Could you see hazmats as a skinnable thing that skin creators can work on? Or will that be held back a bit because Facepunch still wants to make interesting DLC packs? Which, of course, I should quickly go ahead and remind all of you about the... if I go to here, it's the store. I type in Rust, Warhammer. There you go. I have to... Oh, I typed that wrong. Come on. There you go. The Warhammer 40k pack. We've got some brand new skinnables in this, by the way. So we get the brand new hazmat. We get the brand new backpack. We get a chainsword, which is actually a chainsaw skin. And apparently a shotgun, which is actually a spaz skin. So brand new chainsaw and brand new spaz skins in this pack, along with 2 brand new barrels. So I'll link this in the description. You can go look at this yourself. Because once it's Halloween, on October 23, 2025, the Halloween update, you'll be able to buy this and you'll be able to wear it. And you'll be able to appreciate the brand new chainsaw and Spaz 12 skinnable. Is it Spaz 12? I'm not sure if that's its actual name, but anyway, you get the idea. So, cool. That's everything that needs to be said. I hope I had reasonable composure and you can understand me. I need to go back to bed. I'm actually really tired again. So, best of luck to each and every single one of you. Stay healthy. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch you later.